discussion online about Kara's queerness. And
I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
it's
I don't know.
great.
She'd probably go both ways.
What you've just seen in this clip is not an indication of an actress going off the reserve and going wild like a Rachel Zegler, but a crafted marketing from the studio and the director Craig Gibson of this film. A bold strategy to make the fans of a property dislike it and target them, but that is what has been happening here. I know it sounds like a bit much for me to claim, but just bear with me. As we continue going forward together on this journey, you'll eventually see that this isn't necessarily Millie Alcock going off half-cocked on her own, but a whole marketing department in Warner Bros. That just doesn't really understand how to market to their fan base anymore, at least those who will be paying for it. With that said though, let's back up all the way to March when this all really started with Millie Alcock with a Variety article where she came out and made a statement saying, "It definitely made me aware that simply existing as a woman in that space is something that people comment on. We have become very comfortable having this weird ownership of women's body. I cannot really stop them. I can only be myself." Now here's the thing, no one wants to control your body, Millie Alcock. People care about how Supergirl looks, how this character is being portrayed. Is her character in standing with what we know from the comics, TV shows, and movies? If it's not, we're going to be voicing our opinion of it. It's not you, the person. I could care less what you do with your body. You want to get tattoos? Go get tattoos. You want to get piercings? Go get piercings. What we care about is how you portray your character. Well, Millie Alcock apparently didn't really appreciate the blowback that she got from that, because after that she came out with another statement with Variety saying this: "I didn't even say men, I said people, and they got so angry. Like, you're proving my point. You're proving my point." No, all we did was we noticed, hey, this is what you're meaning, because it's not women that you're directing this to, because it's not really women who will watch these superhero films, it's men. You're talking about the men who want you to look the way that your character does. Yes, are there some people who have a particular like for this particular character? Yes, there is, in a particular way. But the majority of them just want you to portray who she's supposed to be. And if you don't, then out comes the criticism. Unfortunately for Millie Alcock, that's not where she left it be. If she just left it be there, just be like, "You're proving my point," and just left it be, okay, it was a little ruffled, but nothing really all that serious. And then she had to come up with a follow-up statement where she says, "It's from a lot of people whose profiles have no photo, who are burner accounts, or someone's name and then dad of 4 Christian, which is hilarious to me." The star then added, "But I mean, whose opinion do you really care about? If you're pissing the right kind of people off, you're doing okay." So you're talking about the men who are going to come watching your films, because it's been proven that men will go watch a female superhero film more than women will go watch a female superhero film. You see that with the Marvels, with WandaVision, men want to see their heroes portrayed on screen, whether they are male or females. Girls, although there's an audience, it's not as big as the male demographic. And by going after the males like this, the ones who would be the most aptone to take not just their sons, but their daughters to this film, for a film that, as you would say, is for strong female empowerment, to show their daughters a great representation of a female character in comics, you're now wanting them to not bring their kids at all. So really, you're just putting your foot in your mouth at this point. Now, you would think at this point, okay, Warner Bros. Would come out and be like, "Oh, let's pump the brakes here, okay? This isn't what we want to go for. We're sorry, you know, it got a little away from us. Let's smooth things over and be like, no, we love the male fans. We love everything we have going on here. Millie Alcock, she just got a little bit, heated in the moment, maybe some smoothing over." We never got anything like that. Instead, what we did get is we got this press junket that happened down in Brazil, where the interviewer was bringing up how Supergirl is queer coded. And well, I'll play the clip for you to watch it here.
Over the years, many fans have embraced Supergirl as a queer icon. What do you think is about Kara that inspires that kind of connection?
I think
I played a few characters that might have a potential queer through line. I have many queer friends, so honestly, I'm kind of honored. I'm honored that that's happening. But I think because she doesn't live inside the binary of what we think a woman should be, that is what makes her so special and so exciting and so new. And yeah, I kind of thought that as well. I was like, she'd do what she'd want to do in that regard anyway. But yeah, thank you.
Now, as far as my understanding, Supergirl has never been necessarily queer coded. Now, maybe recently in comics within the last 5 to 10 years, I mean, they make everybody gay now. It's not even funny. I'm sorry, I have to laugh at that. But the point is that from my understanding, back in the old TV shows, in the old comics, in the old movies, Supergirl was not gay. She was very straight. She had very clear desires for male partners. So this whole thing she's made a gay icon is kind of wacky to me. Now, there was a way that you could do this properly. But before we get to that one, I want to play for you the rest of the clip that we saw at the beginning, just so you have the full context that this wasn't just a one-off.
Discussion online about Kara's queerness in the comics. Was that something that you explored when you were preparing for the role?
It wasn't, but in honor of Pride Month, as I'm getting all these questions, I don't know. I think that what makes this film so beautiful is that it's not centered around a man. It's not centered around love at all. Exactly. If anything. Yeah. But we'll see. I don't really know, but I don't know. I don't know.
It's great.
She'd probably go both ways.
So you see what I'm saying here is that this isn't just something that she just said half-cocked and like, oh, we gotta get a hold of this. No, this is something she's been coached through. This is something that she's been told on how to respond. Now we get a tamer response that would have been a more better way to respond to this question here in this next clip. I want to hear from you guys on this next one. What did you think of it? If she had responded this way to the previous 2 clips, do you think that would cause any massive issues? I personally don't think so. Yes, is there a little issue of saying that Supergirl and the queer community are similar? Maybe, but I don't think it would have as much blowback as it has gotten.
You heard from the fans, specifically from the LGBT community, about how they've been able to relate to your character.
I've just had a few people ask me about her and about her because it's Pride Month and all that, and I think that she's a really great representation of what a modern woman can be. She can be strong, she can be tough, she can be messy, and I love how this film doesn't center around any sort of love, it doesn't center around romance or anything like that at all, and she has such resilience that I think that community is a community that is so resilient, and they can really relate to that in that, and I'm really honored that they can connect with her.
So you see what I'm saying here, like, just because you are saying that, the gay community and Supergirl are both able to survive things and are able to hold steadfast, doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing, in my opinion. Like, okay, that's fine. It's a question from the interviewer. You did the best you could. You navigated it. You did all right. An issue that probably could have came up is that she looked like she was a little drunk in some of those other clips. So maybe that's what's going on. Maybe she had been coached like, hey, this is actually how you're supposed to respond. And to go along with the interviewer, she responded in an incorrect way. Possibly. I don't want to really put too many words in her mouth, because that's all we have is what is actually in the clips. But here's time for the actual big part of why I think this is all part of the marketing, and why it's not necessarily Millie Alcock going off half-cocked, and more so those who are in Warner Bros. And Craig Gillespie are coaching her through and telling her this is how she should respond.
Does Kara know who Batman is by this point?
It's like she's so in her own space.
Yeah.
Like she's running away from everything. In my version of it, you may have heard about Batman. She just doesn't care.
I don't think she cares.
That's actually better.
Yeah.
I don't think she
It's
really
like it's
cares.
not her problem. It's not her world.
No.
It's not like she didn't ask for it. And that's where we meet her.
Yeah.
And it's kind of what you love about her, that she's like so independent and unapologetically herself.
You see what I'm trying to say here is that from Marvel's point of view, why did you say that name? Millie Alcock is just embracing the character on the red carpet in these interviews. She's herself. She's not bound by any restraints from what the character used to be or from the world is in right now, that she has just embraced the Supergirl that they want to portray on screen. Is it a little bit off the reserve for us comic book fans, for us comic book movie fans? Yeah, absolutely, I agree with that. But from what I'm gaining through these articles here, that's kind of what they're going for. They're not really targeting for the people who care about Supergirl. They're targeting it for the modern audience. Case in point, you just have to go back and watch how Supergirl is thought about by the actress. How Supergirl is demonstrated to Millie Alcock as demonstrated in this clip here.
Who's gonna win, you versus Superman?
I'm gonna win, but it's because he's gonna let me win. Because he is.
And that's just his character.
Yeah.
But you're also stronger.
But I'm stronger.
Objectively
stronger,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna win.
Now, yes, there have been times in the comics where Supergirl has been stronger than Superman. But those have never really made any sense to me because although, yes, Kara's from a world that has a heavier gravity, but Clark literally grew up underneath a golden sun since he was pretty much a few months old. Since he was a baby, so he should have way more power and strength embedded into his DNA than Kara could ever have. Yes, she's powerful, but Clark is restrained, and that is why she can beat him sometimes, because she just goes full out, where he usually is holding back, and takes a little bit for him to release those safeguards that he has put himself on to protect the world from himself. Well, let's not forget on how this series is being accepted by most people. If we go to Thursday showings this week of when this film is going to be shown, we can see that the early purchase for tickets at 7 p.m. on Thursday, at least in my area, no pre-orders have been made for this movie at this point in time. Things have been put on reserve, but I presume that's from sweepstakes or people who are holding tickets. But actual purchases by random people, as of this moment, in this day of the week, on a Tuesday, this has not yet been the case. Which goes into the concerns for the budget of this film on whether or not it'll actually be able to break even. Now you see reports online that, hey, this film just needs to make $375 million to break even. That is ludicrous. I have not heard that being the case for a Marvel movie since the early 2010s. From everything we know, this film is going to need to make at least $600 million to be breaking even. And I doubt that's going to be possible, especially when you have reports from Box Office Pro coming out and saying they're seeing that the domestic weekend opening is going to be between 45 and 55 million, with it falling to maybe somewhere around 200 million when it's all said and done for the worldwide box office. That's going to be a disaster. That's how that film goes. Now, I hate to say that we haven't been seeing this coming, but you can kind of tell that this was coming since the Superman movie from last year.
Come on. Thanks for watching him, bitch.
Really? That's Supergirl? That's his cousin? That's who we want to go see? Really? Yeah, so they've been foreshadowing that this is not going to be a great portrayal of this movie all the way since last year. And now we get to see the final results. I do hope for Millie Alcock that this is not her full personality on display. I hope that she's playing a character for the press, for Warner Bros., and in actuality, she's actually a great actress. I loved her in House of the Dragon. We'll have to wait and see. As far as James Gunn's superhero verse, this is going to be another nail in his coffin. I don't think he has too many more chances left until he's let go, especially with the deal going on with Warner Bros. And Paramount. We'll see how long he has left. I believe he'll hold on till Superman, till the next film, but after that, the James Gunn verse might be dead sooner than we expected. With that said, though, I want to hear what you guys' thoughts are. What do you think of this universe? What do you think of Supergirl's movie? Do you think all this leading up to a horrendous film? Or will we be eating my words here in a few days when this film releases and it's going to be a banger? I can't wait to find out. You guys let me know what your thoughts are, how did this film go, what are your expectations, and Did this marketing strategy actually work in their favor? I mean, it's gone viral, so maybe more people will go watch it. I can't wait to hear what you guys' thoughts are. Leave them down below. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a dislike if you did not. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll catch y'all later. Bye for now.